Hi, welcome back to the channel, Train Station 2. Alright, finally, Haunted Hills has begun. And we are entering into the first competition, and as usual, as mentioned, I'll start very late. Indeed, I start like more than 12 hours late. Managed to climb to the first, and also I managed to level up to 137. Alright, so this is the start of this wonderful Halloween event, which they name it the Haunted Hills. Alright, so when I started really late, you can see there left with 1 day 9 hours, which means that I could have easily late by 15 hours. Alright, so not too something of much concern, because it just means that I'm band together with a group of people that is very chill, all taking our own sweet leisure in playing the game. And here we go with 137 level up, and we're going to embark on this new map, this fantastic design, and there are 3 jobs to be done with so-called 40 EP each, and we got this spooky house, and if you could do upgrade your spooky house, which is your factory. Alright, so I've just unlocked the map. They said welcome to Haunted Hills. It looks great, and just going to pick up some of those sugarcane so we can make the candy, and of course before that, let's claim our reward. Alright, we got a EMC E3, a rare train, 6 capacity, upgradable to 30. So I got 2 already, so no big deal, but nonetheless it's heavy rather than a common train, which sometimes you may get. Alright, so here we are starting on this first competition, and it is about 20 days event. You can expect probably 6 competition, I think. Probably 6 competition, and with this being the first, we shall see how we can prepare for the upcoming one. So as I always want to emphasize, do those 40 EP, because all are 40 EP, right? So there's no differentiation, but do focus on one first. Finish once, then you go on to the other, but also bear in mind to balance with the resource prioritization. Just assuming this, if you have sent a batch of good trains, and you know that the capacity is high and one train could have delivered the remaining of that job, then why not wait until it comes back, then you do that piece of job. So then you can focus on the second job itself. So do not just focus blindly into one job. Just even though you may need to send 2 trains instead of 1 train, so just bear in mind that. Alright, so of course if the quantity is really high for all jobs, you focus on one first, so you can quickly grab that 40 EP, because the one with the first 40 EP being clocked would be ranked first, because both have similar number of points. End of the day, the one that get the points first is being ranked higher than the other. So that's what I meant by focus on one. But at the same time, got to bear in mind, if you got 2 jobs and you can do the other job by sending a higher capacity train, then why waste that dispatcher? You got that train with higher capacity, do the other job. Alright, so that's what I meant. Along the way, you can see what else can you do, be it you upgrade your trains to increase the capacity required by that job itself, or if you want, you can want to hold on to it. Like you see, I could actually upgrade 2 options to upgrade the trains, but I'll hold it back, because just in case I need a stronger capacity in another train, that'll just save a bit more of the upgrade materials, and I'll do the other train instead. Alright, so we just started this competition, the first one. Not many people has embarked on it. So if you imagine this, I'm already about 15 hours late. There are even people that is later than me. I'm really surprised. But nonetheless, I think very quickly people will be packed into this band of the same room. But I'm really happy to be in this group, because it's just very chill, and as you can see, it's not a short event, it's about 20 days, easily 6 competitions. So just bear in mind, you're going to get at least 3 first, so you can get 350 times 3 to get 1000 event coins. You guys still got a 50 balance, you can use it to change for gold. Alright, so if that's the target, good. Alright, so how to do that? Be late in competitions and struggle to get first. Alright, if you couldn't, at least try to get the second or third, and then probably you need 4 or 5 competition to get the great train. I shared in the previous video, there are 5 great trains, but the one is the prize one, which is the one you change with event coins. The rest you can change with event keys. How should you change? It's up to your own preference. My preference is always change the one that is the one that required the most event keys first, and then you go down in a chronological order, which means that you go with legendary, then epic, then rare, then common. Right? So at least in this method, you get the most out of the event, which means that if you can't claim epic, rare, and common, that's perfectly fine. You get a legendary train, why not, right? So if you claim it the other way around, you may made it for the common easily, and may made it for a rare as well. You may probably rush it and close the gap with an epic final, but you may miss out that legendary and got extra keys left behind, which then you use it for upgrade materials. That's perfectly fine if you wish to do that. Alright, but for me, legendary trains are the prize item. I'll always go for the legendary followed by epic. Rare and common not so, but it's good to have, so I'll always leave that 2 to the last, which is rare and common. Then we're going to choose, but if you can change for all 5 trains, by all means. Alright, and never forget the event coins which you can use for gold. You can see here I've left with 30 over 1000, and I'm still trying to save up because you need gold for many things, be it a upgrade of the trains. You also need to upgrade of the other things like buildings sometimes. So you got to bear in mind gold is useful, so you just got to remember. And sometimes gold could be even used for this jobs itself. So there are some jobs that actually ask for gold. So if you have gold, you can actually deliver them, but it's quite rare, but nonetheless there are. So it's always good to keep gold on hand, and this gold would really help you go a long way. Especially those train upgrades are really expensive as you progress in the different region, right? So here we are right now, trying our best to, you can see here, this is what I meant. If I could have sent this big hook to the 41, and big hook can only contain 40, I'll be sending big hook plus 1 more train, which is a waste. So in that context, do not send big hook. Use the dispatcher to grab another train to dispatch to another job instead, right? So in that context, you are not wasting, because you know you have a good capacity train. You should know your own trains. I know I have 1 good legendary train that is 41 capacity, so when that train comes back, I'll use that 1 train and I can settle the first job. And I'll rather use my dispatcher right now using another train and dispatch to the second job instead. Right? That's what I meant by a resource prioritization. So I hope you understand what I meant. But if you could, try to focus on 1 jobs and finish it so you can climb the chart. Alright, so this is what I meant now. I got 120, I'm first. The first to hit 120 will be placed on the first. Even though both ended with 120 points in the end, you are still first. Alright, so that is something you're going to take note of. Alright, so always try your best to climb the chart by clocking the fastest. So it's like fastest fingers. So you got to clock the first, and then eventually you can work on the rest of the items. And also bear in mind resource prioritization balancing. Alright, so that is something you're going to bear in mind, and you're going to know what comes next, which is what is a sub-component or the main component. Right, so you can see pumpkin, it seems like a sub-component, and then you need this bucket. You got to know what goes into the bucket. Right, so bear in mind this is something you got to do the so-called balance, and you got to see pumpkin bucket will need pumpkin and sweets that makes from sugar cane, right? So you got to bear in mind all this, and with 3 slots, which is the bare minimum, right? So I really urge you to upgrade your factory, which is the bare minimum. If you could upgrade another one, that will serve you well for the remaining 20 days of the event, which is really great, because if you really want all the 5 trains, this is something to work on. Unfortunately, you got to spend those kind of gems, and then you got to get the max out of it, because sometimes capacity of the slots is an issue. If you don't put in that gems, you may not get it, especially unless you are always on the phone, then shouldn't be a concern, but you may miss some as well because you can't really move with just 2 slots. So bare minimum 3 slots. Alright, so this Poke House, try to upgrade your 3 slots. Alright, so this is the Spurs competition, and I wish you good luck so far. Enjoying this, it really come in great fun, especially this period when Halloween is just around the corner. Alright, so I'll end this video here, and I hope you getting all the trains and all the gold and all the upgrade materials. Good luck to you. Alright, see you again. Goodbye.